Hi and welcome back to my channel. This is a video that, as you know, I started on Friday and I had to kind of abandon it because my son broke his arm. Anyway, he's feeling a lot better now and he was delighted at all your get well wishes. So thank you very much. Now, I did tell you that what I'm going to be reviewing today, which is Foundation Friday, it's just on Monday, okay, is this Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define. Now, having said I wasn't going to buy any more foundations, I just couldn't resist this because I'd seen some people talking about it and it looks nice, rose gold, it's £9, and I'd been into Superdrug a couple of weeks before and I picked up these Conceal and Define Revolution concealers, which actually may come in a bit handy today, and I'm going to tell you why. Okay, I've just put Camelia oil on, and I'm just going to leave it at that today so that we can see what this foundation looks like. But let me just tell you a little bit about the foundation. So you get 23 mils of product, which I think most foundations are 30, but it does look like quite a big bottle. But I think, yeah, most are 1 fluid ounce and 30 mils, so slightly less um, for your for your money. And I noticed that in the past with some of their products, that sometimes what appears to be a lot cheaper than their counterparts are still cheaper, but they're not as cheap when you work it out ounce for ounce. Okay, so this is called the new Conceal and Define full coverage foundation, offering lightweight yet buildable coverage in 24 skin true shades. This versatile foundation is designed to suit every skin type and tone. With an oil-free yet creamy and comfortable formula that dries down to a long-lasting demi-matte finish, it won't settle into fine lines or cling to dry patches. Housed in a luxe glass bottle with a jumbo doe foot applicator for greater control and less waste, this foundation offers highly pigmented coverage that can be layered or diffused to suit your look. Swipe on and blend out to ramp up the coverage for a real skin finish that diffuses blemishes and uneven skin tone, or let your complexion's natural character shine through using a small amount with a damp beauty sponge for veil-like coverage. Follow with your favourite shade of conceal and define concealer. Now, couple of things. So there's 24 shades. Now, I didn't go onto their website when I was ordering this. I went on to Superdrug, and it's very, very difficult. It was for me to pick a shade, and I ended up getting it completely wrong. I ordered F9, which is way too light for me. I'm going to show you. Because from the swatches, and this is the same, that the swatches that they use on Superdrug and the swatches that they use, see that? The swatches that they use on their website, Makeup Revolution's website, are the same. And the swatches from F9 to F10 look a world apart. They look like there's a massive difference and they've missed out about 3 shades in between. However, what I've been told is that there's not as much a difference when you look at them in real life. And then obviously I went onto their website and I saw some descriptions which may have helped me make a better decision. So anyway, I may get another one in a darker shade, but you know how many foundations I've got. Now, interestingly, a few weeks ago, I went into Superdrug, and this often happens with Makeup Revolution. They sell such good quality product. Put your teeth back in, Ali. They sell such good quality products at such a low price that a lot of shades get sold out. And when I went into Superdrug, a lot of them the wrappers had been taken off and used as testers, and there was just nothing there, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to get two, because this one was too light for me. This was way too dark, but I thought I could use it as a contour, and I could do some mixing, and I just wanted to feel the formula and see how it compared. So what I think I'm going to do today is, because last week when I put this on, I mixed it with Flawless Filter, but I don't think that's going to be a good representation of the foundation. And Flawless Filter in tan to make it look a bit darker. There's a couple of options. I could actually mix it with this darkening drops from the Body Shop, which are very handy. They kind of make things a bit more neutral. They're not warm. They don't make things warmer. They make them darker. But I thought, do you know what? What I'm going to have a go at is I'm going to mix the Conceal and Define with a bit of this darker concealer, because it's the same formula, perhaps just a little bit more pigmented, because otherwise I'm going to look very pale, as I did last week. Now, the problem is that when you go to mix foundation, when you have a doe foot applicator, as we know, it's the same with Flawless Filter, you have to do a bit of this, but we shall do that. And I'm going to put this on with a damp beauty blender and then see how it builds up. Excuse my cough. And then I will mix in some, this is C13.5 concealer. I shouldn't need to mix in too much of that to get it darker. So bear with me, I'll be right back once I've got this shade as close as I can to my skin colour. Actually, that's not too bad, so I'm going to go with that. Still perhaps a bit on the fair side, but I can warm it up now with bronzer. Once I blend that out, it won't look too bad. In fact, sometimes it's just difficult to tell. Okay, so I'm just going to dot that around my face. This thing on my head is looking angry because I have been trying to remove it with tea tree oil each night. And it is actually starting to disappear, but it's looking a little bit like, what are you doing to me? But it's getting sore anyway, because I keep knocking it every time I cleanse my face. And I was told I could get it removed for about £350. So I went and bought a jar of tea tree oil, which you can use, but it just takes a bit of patience. And yes, I have had it checked out, by the way, and it's not sinister. Now, as you can see, it's giving very good coverage. And it does seem to dry, given that I'm putting it on with a damp beauty blender, it does seem to be drying quite quickly. But not so quickly that you can't blend it in time. I just think they're getting more and more good, these brands, bringing cosmetics, at really good quality cosmetics at an affordable price. And of course, you know that it was Makeup Revolution mainly that I used to recreate the Pillow Talk look a week or so ago. Okay, so that is the foundation on. I don't think I need any more. I think it's covered my hyperpigmentation very well indeed. And don't forget, I have got my camellia oil underneath, but it's allowing it to glow through, and it's not making it completely matte. I think it's first impressions. It's not quite my first impressions, as you know, because I had it on last week. Now, I'm going to use this concealer, but it is, again, this is too fair because they didn't have my shade. And this one is C4, which is going to be really fair for me. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix it again with this darker one to get it closer. So I've got just put some of the concealer here, and then I'm going to put a tiny bit of this C13.5. Just a touch to mix it together and make it slightly less stark under my eyes. Yep, that'll work. That'll definitely work. So that you can see both products. And I'll just blend that in with my beauty blender. This is a real Techniques one, by the way. Okay, and I'm going to use the RCMA No Colour Powder on top. I'm just going to use the remnants of that concealer just to dot over the cheeks to make sure that hyperpigmentation is covered and up there. And I will just go and get my RCMA powder. I did notice, by the way, that Makeup Revolution don't seem to have a powder, unless I'm very much mistaken. But let me know if I'm wrong about that, because it seems a bit odd. But anyway, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm just going to put this, obviously, to set my concealer and in the middle of my face, but I'm going to leave the side free because it does actually dry down quite well, so it doesn't feel sticky or anything. And I really do find that powdering my entire face is not the most flattering. I just like having a bit more of a dewy finish. Depends what you like. I mean, obviously, if you wanted something to last a long time, then you would powder your entire face and then you would add glow to it. But I'm liking the look of the more natural glow at the moment, as you know from my last video. Okay, I'm going to put on the rest of my makeup and I will be right back. Hi, I'm not quite done yet, as you can see, but I just thought I would show you what I bought this concealer that is in too dark a shade for me for. So if it's just a really good alternative to Charlotte Tilbury's contour wand, you can just dot this down here just as you would do her contour wand, and then take your damp beauty blender and blend it out. And this is £4 as opposed to Charlotte's one. And that's why they call it conceal and define. But, you know, again, marketing, you could do this with any concealer that's too dark. It doesn't have to say define. It's just because it's a liquid, it makes it slightly easier to do. Let me just do that with my fingers. I can sculpt my nose with it, like so. Put a little bit up here. And under here to sculpt under my chin. And you can get one that's lighter, like I did in the concealer. If you don't mind not having a shimmer, you just want it to look highlighted rather than shimmery highlighted, you can get one in a lighter shade, as I did. Have I blended that properly? I will check. And so if I put some of that on here, and what this is good for as well, in a lighter shade, is to do the jowl trick. I probably already powdered this bit, but never mind. I just wanted to show you guys. I will put some more powder over there and should be fine. Okay, I'll be right back in a minute when I've finished my makeup. Okay, that's me done. I'll put all the details below in the description bar of what I used. And I will be back later. I have to say though, already I'm not loving the concealer. I don't think I've actually used it on its own before because it was too pale. Today's the first day that I've just used it on its own. I like it as a define, but if I show you close up, can you see how it's already kind of settling into fine lines? It might be difficult to see here, but it definitely is. And yeah, I don't like it as much at all. And I know people have compared it to Shape Tape, but Shape Tape doesn't do that to me. So I'm not that impressed with the concealer. The foundation, I am. I definitely want to put my Camelia oil over, but I'm resisting because obviously then that will disturb the foundation and we want to test the foundation today. So I'll speak to you later and see how this wears. And I'll show you, this by the way is what I put on my eyes. It's one of my Huda Beauty little palettes. This one is Warm Brown Obsessions, and in case you were wondering. Okay, but I'll put all the details of everything below. All right, see you soon. Bye-bye. Hi everyone, it's about 4 hours since I put this makeup on. The foundation is lasting really well. Sorry, I did ask him not to shout.
I have no time.
But really, this concealer is rubbish. really don't get this concealer. It really doesn't. I've seen really good reviews about it as well, but it just doesn't work for me. I think you can see, look at it. It's just dreadful. Anyway, but the foundation, it's not bad. Possibly a bit wearing off on the nose. Cheeks are still looking good, and it's still, my hyperpigmentation is still hidden quite well. And it feels like I'm not wearing makeup, so yeah, feels very comfortable. Nice mixture of not too matte, not too shiny. Yeah, so I'm very happy with it. Overall, I think possibly a bit coming off the nose. But please don't get, well, it's up to you, but I don't like this concealer and I don't recommend it. Alright, so I will do a quick check-in later on, either a silent one or one on video, and then give you my final conclusions. Alright, see you later. Bye-bye. Hi everyone and welcome back. It's been 8 hours since I put this on and it's held up quite well. Perhaps not very well on my nose. But then I always get that because of my glasses. But not too bad. It's not completely come off. But I think it's looking really good on the skin. I think the thing with this concealer is that if you've got dryness under your eyes, as I have, and fine lines, it's not very good. But I think it's quite matte, and I think that's why it's just not worked for me. I think it's one that probably works quite well if you're young and you don't have fine lines and you don't have dryness under your eyes, but it's absolutely terrible for me. But as a contour product, it's good. And the foundation, I think for £9, I worked out that if it was the standard size of 30 mils, then it would be about £11.50. So it's still a lot cheaper than most foundations, and it's very good quality. It's lasted quite well. It's not come off my chin, my forehead. The only bit is around my nose, but that's where my glasses ridge. So I think, you know, I often forgive foundations for that. And yeah, everything's kind of lasted quite well. So I think for the price, it's very good. It's not one that I would choose over things like Charlotte Tilbury or my MAC foundation, but it's not bad. I think for me it's probably a little bit too much on the matte side, and I would rather have something a little bit more glowy. And don't forget I had that oil underneath, so but yeah, so that's my review. If you have any questions, please leave them below, and I will see you very soon. I'm going to try and do a live, but it won't be tomorrow now because I have a few appointments to get his lordship to. So I will let you know what my schedule is shortly. All right, take care. See you soon. Bye-bye.